Hi everyone. Now, since your first exegetical papers have been turned in and returned to you, I wanted to show this to you to give you an idea of what is coming up for us as far as the biblical theology portion is concerned. So this is something that I did with another class. It was in person. We met every week, so we actually did biblical theology throughout the entirety of Scripture, and we did it on worship within Scripture. So you can see the question right here. It's broad, but it's also very specific. What is the role of worship in this passage, and why? And then you'll notice over on the left the actual passages there, along with the literary context. So the literary context is in parentheses, and basically what this is right here is the conclusion of the exegesis paper for that particular section or for that particular paper. So you'll see that the conclusion specifically and clearly answers this question here. What is the role of worship in this passage and why? Okay, so for example, in Matthew 6, 9 through 13, including the literary context here, worship identifies who God is, his character, and his abilities. It is expressed and lived out through right relationship with God and with other people. This prayer is a pattern for exalting God and petitioning his help in daily life. So there are specific things. If you were to go and to read the entirety of Matthew 6, 5 through 15, with an emphasis on this, you would see that there are details in this answer to this particular question. And that is what we're looking for in the conclusion for our exegetical papers. And then you'll notice it's very specific for the Mark passage, very specific for the Luke passage, very specific for the John passage. Okay. And all of these answers are going to be different because we're dealing with different people, different contexts, different authors, different audiences, different people in the passage. There's all different kinds of stuff going on. So each passage is respected individually for what it is. It doesn't pull from any other passages from Scripture. It just specifically focuses on that particular passage. So in addition to that, what I would also suggest that you do is come up with a chart that looks very similar to this, where you have your passage over here along with the literary context, where you have your biblical theology question up here, and then where you enter in your revised, your current or your revised, depending on the feedback that you've received, answer to the question here, because this is going to really help with our biblical theology when we get to that portion of our class. So anyway, I just wanted to show this to you. And again, this is going to be really helpful if you choose to do this.